The Thursday. My topics are Trumpers won't accept reality. The Africa boycott. Man, I don't know how I forgot the Africa boycott yesterday. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh man, how did I forget to discuss that? I had the notes sitting on my desk. And somehow, I just had too much to do, fam. Sometimes I guess you got too much to do, you forget. I had a full plate. Had a full plate of videos. So we good tonight. I need notes for 3 of my stories tonight. We got to make sure we put out the accurate information. We won't just talk. We do research here. So we've done that research, and we're going to put out some content that you can take to the bank. And my people here, if you can share this out on your social media, hit the like button for us. Let the congregation know. Yeah, let people know you watch the Tim Black Show, man. It helps us in the algorithm. And lets the algorithm know that this is a good show and that people watch it and they care about it. They like it. So hit the like button for us, guys. We used to try to, we had a goal of 400 likes, right? Man, it's been so long since I did that, Buck. I forgot how to do that shit. I don't even be asking people to put the likes up anymore, man. It's been that long, Buck. Damn. Let's see what happens. Oh, it still runs, but now see it's running in the wrong way. I don't even know how to. What if I did this? Oh, that's just that. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do both, man. Yo. But hit the like button for us, man. Let the algorithm know we got it going on here tonight on the Tim Black Show. Anybody new in the house? Has anybody new come? Check it out, man. We specialize in U.S. politics. Occasionally we'll talk international news, but it's very limited for us, right? We also, breaking news is important for us as well as Black culture. So those are the 3 topics we pretty much stay within those areas, but you know, I also tell my war stories. Try to tie it in all together. But I always want to remind people of 2 things. One of those things is that we're having a conversation. That's all this is. This is like if we were in real life, you know what I'm saying? If we were in person, it'd be the same thing, man. Just chopping it up. Of course, you'd be able to talk back. We just go back and forth, man. This is not, you know, I don't pretend to be CNN and a Don Lemon because I'm not here to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's what it is. And I don't have any sponsors telling me what to say or telling me what I can't say. None of that. So that's the beauty of this. But that's why I got on the t-shirt. Oh, the other thing is this. I want this to be clear now. For some of y'all, this might be a deal breaker. And I get it. I'm what you call a Democratic hater. Yeah, man, I can't stand the Democratic Party. Yeah, I can't stand them, man. And I'm not saying I love the Republicans. I don't. Can't stand them either. But see, the Democrats have lied to Black people for so long, they've turned it into an art form. Yeah. And it's not just the Democratic Party. It's the people that try to drive all Black Americans to join the Democratic Party. They made it almost as if the Democratic Party is the Black Party. No, it's not. It's the Democratic Party. Just got a few Black people that they give money to shut the hell up or do what they say. Or do what they say and shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, no other group of people. Do you realize Black Americans vote for the Democrats 90% of the time? No other group in America does that. Why do you think they do that? Think about it. Like, what makes Americans, or what makes Black Americans do what no other group does? 90% of the time, we vote for one political party. You think it's because we're killing it? You think we do that because we're doing so well and they've done so much for us? We're excelling so fast? Why do you think we do it? Think about that. Because my critics say I'm wrong. Roland says I'm wrong. I'm a simple Simon. He says I'm a simple Simon. I'm dumb. I'm ignorant. I don't understand the issues. His cronies on his channel say the same thing. But if he would be so bold as to answer the question, is I'm gonna open this to any of the sellout Democrat shields or handlers, their propagandists. Why is it that Black Americans been voting for the same party 90% of the time, and still we lag behind Asians, Latinos, white Americans when it comes to home ownership, when it comes to generational wealth? Why is that? When it comes to business, business growth, when it comes to small business, when it comes to entrepreneur success. Why is it that? Why is that? How is that possible? Asians, Latinos, and white Americans exceed us, surpass us in all those areas. In many of those areas, particular home ownership, because that's where most wealth is stored for people who aren't rich. See, the rich people, they have what is capital gains, or they have investment funds which make money for them without them having to work, right? But see, working class people, where we get our money from, most of the time our money's put into a home or to real estate. So home ownership has been the thermometer in which you can determine the health of a middle class or lower middle class person's wealth, their financial stability. It ain't no secret, man. It's a well-known thing in America that people used to say a part of the American dream was having a house, 2 kids, and a dog. White picket fence. Single family home, as in a house, 2 kids, white picket fence in front of the house, and a dog or a cat. And of course, be married, right? So that's what it was. So if that's the case, why is it that our rate of home ownership hasn't gone up in 70 years? We've been voting for the Democratic Party since what? 1950s? Really, we really kicked in the 60s, right? But our home ownership has not moved up. It's still stuck in like 40%. Meanwhile, Latino Americans who weren't really in the country, they've come and surpassed us. Yeah, that's crazy, right? They're like 50%. White Americans at 70, a little above 70. I don't know where Asians are, but we got to assume they're probably like 75, 80, maybe 80. Meaning 80% of Asians own their own homes. 70% of white Americans own their own homes. 50% of Latino Americans own their own homes. And where are we at? Where we were when we started voting for the Democrats. Hovering around 40%. So my question to Roland Martin, my question to any of the people that criticize me, whether it be Angela Rye, Charlamagne the God, any of them could talk to me about this. I'd love to have a conversation. Jasmine Crockett, Maxine Waters. I'm willing to have that conversation. But see, when I ask you questions, it won't be for me. It'll be for we. We as in Black America, working class Black folks. I'm not asking for LeBron James and Beyonce. I'm not asking for Jay-Z. I'm not asking for the rich and the famous. I'm asking for the broke, the hard-working, and the nameless. I'm asking for the working class and the hurting class. Why? Ricky Smiley, D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey, Uncle Luke, all you guys that was beating the drums for Kamala, explain to me, how can we vote for a party exclusively 90% every election, midterms and generals, for 50, 60 years and still not move up in home ownership. While other groups get better, we got worse. Explain. And I would say, go. Your turn to talk. And then the word salad would flow. Yeah, I envision like on the cartoons to be like Bugs Bunny come out with a dustpan and a broom and start sweeping up all the word salad that would be all over the live stream. Because see, it ain't about, they try to trick you. It ain't about your fucking degrees. It's not about your diplomas, your years in the business. It doesn't matter how articulate you are. I said it doesn't matter how articulate you are. If you ain't saying shit, it don't matter how pretty you are if your heart ain't in the right place. It don't matter how much money you make if it ain't no but blood on it. And it don't matter how black you are if you ain't got a strong back. So that's what time it is, man. That's why they won't respond. But see, they ain't gonna have no choice. Because I'm going to go after their voters. I'm going to hurt them in their pocket. They going to hear me. Y'all should have never shitted on me. So blame Joanne Reed and blame the others that shut the doors so my voice will not be heard. You in trouble now. I'm old enough to be taken serious. And I'm smart enough to know how to use it. You in trouble. You going to answer these questions or you going to get this work? You gonna answer these questions or you gonna get this work? You gonna answer these questions. All right, y'all. Yeah, man. See, it ain't gonna be, they try to act like it's gonna be, he gonna be abusive. Now I'm gonna ask you questions. Questions you should be answering when you're doing all that talking, Jasmine Crockett. When you on there calling Trump names, we don't give a shit about that. Only rich elite blacks care about that shit. We care about what I just talked about. How you gonna go on Karen Hunter's show and say black people, Democrats do a lot for black people. We try to clean their water up. You know how many years it took y'all to clean up Flint water? 12. Man, I'm a problem. 12 years. Y'all ain't gonna know how to handle me. Yeah, I want Keith Boykin to come on the show. Come on, Keith. Come on, Keith. Let's have a conversation. Because all that crying, you about to have a menstrual cramp on CNN trying to defend Obama. So punk ass, come on over here. Let's talk about shit we care about. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. Oh, Trump said Obama committed treason. Up there crying or getting all loud and excited. Get excited about shit we care about, sir. I know that's true. I know you worked for Obama. You owe him your career. Get excited about working for the black community. How about you get excited about black people that you're not sleeping with? Black people that you're not in your family, but black people you don't even know. See, that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about fighting for my people, for what we already should have had, for what should have already taken place, and having the opportunity to be a part of making that happen. That's exciting to me. I don't get excited about Louis Vuitton bags. You know, I don't get excited about, what's the new Cadillac truck coming out. I don't get excited about the new fragrance from Tom Ford. I get excited about kicking y'all ass. That's what gets me excited, man. I feel like Mike Tyson when I feel like I'm a man when I beat this shit. You ever hear Mike Tyson when he get emotional? Turn into the Omen and shit. Y'all see Mike? I used to be a warrior. And now I'm not a warrior anymore. I'm not a man like I used to be. I used to want to beat you upside your head and crush your skull and just take you in the back and break every bone in your face. I was a master. I was a magnet. I was an executioner. I was killing people. I used to beat them. No, I'm not. You ever hear him? That's how he get, man. He get mad emotional. Because he had so much purpose. He was so committed to what he was doing, and now that he's no longer boxing, he don't have that same commitment, that drive. He doesn't get that feeling like he ruled the world like he did when he was mastering. Well, I'm going to tell you, man, I feel like Mike Tyson in his prime right now. Yeah, I feel like that, man. I feel like I'm a knockout artist. Yeah. Because it ain't about me. It's about the issues. Yeah, I'm asking. I ain't asking you about me. I'm asking you about the issues. It ain't about me. Anybody can ask these questions if they had heart to ask them. All right? All right. All right, y'all. Y'all ready? Let's get the party started, fam. We got some content to go tonight. It ain't gonna be just me talking like that. Tonight's show is dedicated to Buck Bewley, birthday boy Buck Bewley in the house, Johnson. Let's get started.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
We have breaking news. Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died. Officials say Hogan, whose real name was Terry Bollea, died from cardiac arrest in his home in Clearwater, Florida. Hulk Hogan helped bring the WWE into the mainstream, and he also turned his wrestling persona into a successful movie career in the 1980s. Hulk Hogan has a complicated legacy. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005, but then removed in 2015 after a scandal over racist comments while he was being secretly recorded. Hulk Hogan was 71 years old. WWE says they're saddened to learn of his passing and extending their condolences to Hogan's family, friends, and fans.
Yeah, man, to Hulk Hogan, man, Hulk Hogan, you know. Now, Hulk Hogan's gone. Sorry. Almost fell asleep there for a minute. Yeah, I almost fell asleep, man. Look, I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. Yeah, you know, I'm not one of them turning the other cheek, just overlook people that have said things they shouldn't have said about Black Americans. I don't think white America would turn the cheek and overlook Black people saying shit about them. I don't understand the people that have this attitude. Yeah, I'm not so forgiving. I think Black people are way too forgiving. I'm not saying you need to dance on his... There's no dancing on his grave. Nah, I'm not saying dance on his grave. I feel some people gone too far. Because they dancing and getting excited, doing the moon walking. You know, line dancing. I saw somebody whipping out a fan. And the fan's at Hulk is dead. Where the fans at? You know, no, you ain't got to do all that. That's going a little too far with it when you're going like that. But, you know, on the other hand, you know, I don't see why people, when I see this type of thing right here, this bothers me. You know, like, hurry up.
Yeah, so Hulk Hogan passed this morning, 71 years old, cardiac arrest. And niggas immediately go to the timeline talking about rest in peace. I hope you rotten in hell, you racist piece of shit.
I was looking at your hair. That's the first thing I noticed. And I wonder, is that a perm this brother got in his hair? Maybe that would explain what's coming out of his mouth. Don't make no damn sense. He put out a whole video. Criticize the people who criticized Hulk Hogan. That's right, man. You look like he liked buttermilk biscuits. That's because he does like buttermilk biscuits. But let's hear his argument.
Shit, fuck you, all this old crazy, hateful shit. So I asked myself, what the fuck did Hulk Hogan do? that was so racist that you would wish a man rot in hell or rest in peace on the day he died.
Okay, I'll explain to you. Chuckles. Chuck Berry, let me explain to you what he did, okay? Because, you asked a question, let me answer. Hulk Hogan was caught on tape, 2007, using the N-word multiple times while talking about his daughter Brooke dating a black man. He said, quote, "I am a racist." He says, "I'm a racist to a point. Effing ninjas." And suggested he only approved if the man was a wealthy black athlete. When the tape leaked in 2015, WWE fired Hogan, removed him from their Hall of Fame, and erased him from their website. He apologized, calling it a mistake, but many, especially black fans, saw it as proof of deep prejudice. The raw language and sentiments shocked fans, which widespread caused outrage. But see, this guy, he knows about that. He went on to say that black people are racist too. Because he says he would not want his daughter to marry a white guy unless the white guy was rich. That real, dog, for real? Okay. I don't think you understand how this works. See, in America, white people are the dominant group. So you being upset with white people don't really change much. Or you saying you don't want white people to do this and white people to do that. White people don't need your permission, nor do they need anything from black people, because black people can't stop white people from doing anything in the country. Not where they live, not where they eat, not where they shop, not if they're going to get off an operating table, if they're going to get in to see a doctor, if they're going to have insurance coverage, if they're going to get into school. Like, we don't control anything. We don't control the arms. We don't control the fire department, the police, public works. There is nothing that black people can stop white people from doing in America, no matter what you personally feel. That's not the case the other way around. So I get your point. Yeah, because if my daughter murdered Bricklewood, I'd be mad unless he was rich. That is just cool language. Your rationale, your logic on this don't make any sense, brother. But let's keep going, because that's the only thing. I didn't watch your whole video, but you said other things. I want you to be clear. If anybody wants to know, in 2008, there were some jailhouse phone calls. These are phone calls, private phone calls, that no one was going to hear. So these are what he was really thinking. It wasn't like Kramer. Remember Kramer? Guy used to be on Seinfeld. He was doing a performance. He got mad at somebody mocking him, trolling him in the audience, and he used the N-word. He's ninja. He didn't call himself a racist. He just used the N-word at a comedy show, and he hasn't worked since. Let that sink in. Here goes number 2 reason why people think Hulk Hogan was a racist. In 2008, Hogan used the N-word again in jailhouse calls with his son Nick, who was serving time. He casually dropped the slur, saying things like, quote, "You and me been sitting on some serious phone dialogue here in Ninja," and even joked about not wanting to be reincarnated as a black person. These surfaced in 2015, adding fuel to the fire after the sex tape scandal. Then in 2015, he said in his defense it was cultural. It was an ABC interview. Hogan tried to explain his N-word use, claiming it was normal in the 60s. In his 60s Tampa neighborhood, saying, quote, "All my friends we greeted each other saying that word." He admitted to inherent bias, but denied being a racist. He admitted to inherent bias, but denied being a racist. Once again, do you think Hulk Hogan's been in a better position to deny black people positions or opportunities, or more positions than his black counterparts? There you go. See, Hulk Hogan was a very powerful guy. Very popular, very rich, very successful. I'm pretty sure Hulk Hogan had more influence over networks and over business dealings than you. See, so it's not the same if Hulk Hogan is racist and you're racist, because you ain't stopping nobody from doing nothing. You think Hulk Hogan, who admits here to his strong, he has an inherited bias against black people, you think maybe he'd been like, you know, I don't want to wrestle that guy, or I don't want to do a show with that guy. I don't want to do that with that ninja. You don't think he ever felt that way? You don't think he ever exercised the power? Here's more. In 2024, while promoting his beer brand, Hogan riled up a crowd mispronouncing Kamala Harris' name and questioned her racial identity, echoing Trump's claims that she, quote, turned black for political gain. He also asked if he should body slam her. Well, that's not a good reason. That's the reason to kind of like the guy, actually. Not the body slam part. No, I'm not upset about that part. Hogan's repeated use of the N-word in comments. Well, here goes one. I'm sorry. There's a rumor that he fired black male models or black models. This is unverified, but this is a rumor. A 2025 Expos claim Hogan fired black models from his photo shoots in brands. There's no evidence to back this up, so it remains a rumor. Basically what I said earlier. So look, man, the Hulk Hogan rumors, the Hulk Hogan label of him being racist, it's stuck because he said he was. Instead of saying, hey, I was, I'm not anymore, he tried to say, hey, in the 60s, him and his white friends used to call each other the N-word. Do you believe that? Do you believe in the 60s, him and his white friends in segregated Tampa, Florida, were calling each other the N-word? He just grew up saying N-word to refer to each other as N-word. Come on, guys. So look, long story short, guys, hey, man, like I said, I'm not here to dance on anyone's grave. We all got to go. But I will say, I will not shed a tear. I won't shed a tear for a person who comes out and says he don't like black people. He got a problem with black people. That's a problem for me. And I think it's a problem. We got too many black people that are too nice, too complimentary, too compliant. There's no reason to be. There's nothing. I know you get clicks and views off of it. We got people like Officer Tatum and Candace Owens. You know, these people, Jesse Lee Peterson. I know they can enrich themselves. They can pick up some money for it, pick up a couple bags, but there's something that they leave behind. Their black card, their dignity, right? Their self-respect. Self-respect, yeah. Self-respect is important. Yeah. Stop being so compliant. Stop being so I want to be better than that. I want to rise above the hate. Nah, he wasn't ignorant. I'm tired of people saying that racism is ignorance. It's not ignorance. It's not. It's a choice. It's a choice to be that way. Hulk Hogan made a choice to be the way he was. And he made a choice to use that type of language. He made a choice. And I'm sure if he was caught in these instances in a private setting, this is how he rolled. This is how he was. Accepted. And as far as people wishing him to burn in hell, you know damn well. What you believe in, that's up to you. I can't tell you what to believe in. I can't tell anybody else what to believe. But I don't think any person on earth determines where anybody goes, you know, after life. That's some stupid shit. So anyway, Yeah, there's worse things. There's worse things you could do than use the N-word and say black people this and say negative things about black Americans. There's worse things. You could actually do things. You know, you could shut down people's jobs or stop their ability to rise in their career. There's things you could physically do. You could be violent. There's a lot of things you could do. But that should not be the only way we cancel your ass. You shouldn't have to say, oh, well, he didn't actually kill any of us, so it's great to applaud him. Nah, no. To me, that's backward thinking. That's the type of attitude and sucker. That's the type of sellout sucker shit is the people we need to get beyond. Do you think Jewish Americans would applaud you if you was making a bunch of anti-Semitic comments? You think they'd be like, oh, well, at least he wasn't doing nothing to us? Yeah, what do you think about the Asians? You think a bunch of Chinese guys would be like, oh, that's cool. He just called us all types of slurs, but he didn't do anything to us, so it's fine. Nah, man, you sound like one of the worst types of brothers, man, that just don't get it. So I hope you see this video, and I hope anybody that shared this sentiment, because I'm sure it's more people out here saying dumb shit than just you. This goes out to anybody kissing Hulk Hogan's ass, trying to defend him. In fact, I saw a great image. Yeah, this is by my man Active Fire Press, man. This is it. Yeah, see. He shared it. I had to share it. Yo, hey, G, I had to share it, MG. This is too good. Khaleesi, Mud, I had to share it. Yeah. Y'all need to get your weight up. You know what I'm saying? Get your shit together, brother. Get your shit together. Stop being Steven from Django on this Hulk Hogan trip. I don't think Hulk Hogan will shed his tear over you. We just lost Malcolm Jamal Warner, bruh. And nah. Hulk Hogan. Somebody be coming along to pick up your black card expeditiously. All right, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this video, this clip. We got to do a better job, man. We got to do a better job. It's okay. Why does it feel like some black people need permission to have pride in themselves? Damn it, I'm going to make you feel pride if I got to smack you upside the head. It's okay to feel pride. It's okay to defend being a black American. It's okay to not, and in this case, all you're doing is rejecting somebody that rejected you. That should be a natural thing. Somebody's like, I don't want you on our team. You should be like, I don't want you on our team, but not you. Oh, come on, boss. Why can't we work together? I'm not a bad one. Why can't we be friends anyway? I'm different. Sit your ass down.
What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
All right, y'all, let's move on to the next clip. Yeah, we're just getting started tonight, fam. Oh, we got a lot on the menu tonight, fam.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
This is the reason why Africans are upset about boycotting those braid shops. You're bringing too much attention to them. Some real illegal stuff is going down at these braid shops. You see this modern day slavery. And this person is from Togo. I'm sorry if I pronounced that the wrong way. I don't speak African. But look, from 2002 to 2007, he trafficked 20 hair braiders, all young girls. Y'all reading this, right? Even the coast they come from, they call it the slave coast. Some real shady business is happening at these African braid shops, right? And this article is an old article from 2020, but let me put you up on some new game. Look at these work conditions. They have these young women working 12 to 14 hours. And you know, they physically assault them. Abuse is happening with these women. And they coming from all West Africa. These businesses been from New York, New Jersey, Detroit. Yeah, some of y'all may be supporting modern day slavery or human trafficking. So this boycott might be a good thing.
Yeah, I wanted to cover this yesterday about the boycott because this is serious business, folks. Check this out, man. I don't think all of us understand just how toxic things have gotten online. Yeah, you know, for many years we've had Africans online attacking Black Americans, saying that we don't have culture and these types of things. This has been something that predates the internet. I mean, we used to hear these type of rumors about how Africans, people from Africa, lived in Africa, they came to the U.S., and what do? A good portion of them make disparaging, horrific comments, stereotypical comments, the same comments that bigoted white folks make, they make. They make the same comments. They look at us through the lens of those bigots. There's been, oh my God, a rejection. So what are people who are sitting here in America, Black Americans in America, how are we supposed to take all of this? Africans know it exists. The Africans that are keeping it real, they know it's true. They know that if it's not them, they know that if they were to hook up with Black Americans, have friends with Black Americans, or brought their Black American friends to the house or whatever, that they would catch hell from their people. They know it. They don't even deny it. So why are they acting surprised that Black people are pushing back? It should be a given. Once again, when you treat someone badly, them rejecting you should be a natural cause. Now, look, man, I get it. If you got a personal relationship with somebody, that's totally different. It's totally different, man. Anybody can have Black friends, or Black Americans and Africans can be friends in real life, know each other, but the online toxic nature of the online algorithms are feeding this idea, and people are reacting to it. I gotta go with it. You know why I gotta go with it? Because there is no reason to give money to organizations or to, in this case, braid shops of anybody other than ourselves. There's no real reason to do it. Explain what benefit it is to Black America to give you our money. Once again, I think Africans are not getting the picture, man. They need to collectively chill their people out online. They need to get a leader or something that's in the United States to be like, yo, we need to chill. I need to see one of them voice the issue. Not this kumbaya shit with Black Americans, no. Yeah, I seen a video about Vic Mensa. I seen videos from people trying to tell us we need to all come together. No, we're here. You come to our country. We are Black Americans. We don't need to get shit together. You need to get it together. You coming to our country and you bad-mouthing us. We ain't in Africa bad-mouthing you. I have not heard a single complaint from Africans in Africa saying Black Americans are in Africa disrespecting Africans. Why am I getting it the other way? Why is it that I see numerous clips of Black Americans complaining about Africans disrespecting us in America? Get it? So this is why I can't stand the sellouts. There's a lot of way to be a sellout. A sellout is a person that don't stand on business. A sellout is a person that will take logic and sit it on its head, right? Just to kiss somebody's ass. They're not being true. The way to get at this is to be very deliberate and upfront and real. Africans need to shut the hell up. You are guests in our house. You're not from here. We don't owe you anything. We don't owe you anything. We owe you the same thing white Americans owe you, Latino Americans owe you, Asians owe you. Nothing. In fact, we owe you less. Because you know what? You treat white Americans very nice. Oh, you shut up. You are very quiet. You are very respectful. You talk shit when they leave. Same thing goes with the Asians. You are very respectful. You don't want trouble. But when it's us, oh, that nigga, cotton picker. So when I hear people talking about we need to be peace up, that African, Pan-African, Dr. Umar shit, nah, no. We can only have reconciliation. We can only have partnership if we have civil, honest conversations, realistic boundaries, right? There's things you want to say out your mouth. There's a way you're going to conduct yourself, and you're going to respect me in my house. Or we're going to make it difficult for you in our house. We should do this with all groups, not just Africans. That's the only knock I have on us about this. Black America, respectfully, we should do the same thing with Asians, the same thing with the Latinos, the same thing with white-owned businesses. Same thing. And we do, don't we? But we should not do it behind Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton ain't fighting for our interests. He fighting for his. Jamal Brown ain't fighting for our interests. They're fighting for his. He's fighting for his own interest. This movement for boycotting has gained traction through hashtags like Share Yourself on platforms like TikTok, where videos and posts call for economic withdrawal from Africa braid shops. Restaurants and stores, some advocate for supporting Black American-owned businesses. Why should we not do that? See, this is why I get upset. Part of it. There was no argument at all. There should be no argument against Black Americans fueling Black American businesses. See, Africans, they're under some delusion that they're owed something because we share a complexion. No, 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 not in my house. It'll take more than that. Yeah, it takes more than that. There is no logical reason, fam, none at all, why Black Americans should put our money into your pockets to help build up you and your friends back home. I don't give a damn who you are. You should want for Black Americans the same thing you want for yourself, prosperity. You came to America to get the paper. We all know you came here to America with an education or from a family with some paper, or you wouldn't be here. It's expensive to come here from Africa, right? The broke Africans are still in Africa somewhere. It's a huge continent, I know. But the broke people, they don't get to come here, right? So my thing is, you come here, you should be spending with our businesses. You should come here and work with our communities, not the other way around. That come in and try to eat off our communities. And then get attitude, then get upset. Then I got to watch 30 videos of you being upset because you're not able to eat off of us. Because we're tired of feeding you. Go eat off white people. Yeah, go eat off the whites. Go eat off Latino Americans. Go eat off of the Jewish community. See how long that lasts. See, we've already been as kind as we should be. We have been overly kind. I say Black people need to stop being so nice. Being nice makes people lose respect for you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't care, like you know I'm right. Being too nice leads to disrespect. That kumbaya, we need to all get along, is always at our own expense. what we've been doing as a people has not been working. Will we let anybody into our communities? Will we open our hearts, forgive everybody for everything they ever do against us, and be the super nice group that starts talking about the Bible? No. We gotta stop. Stop. We need to play hardball. We need to have boundaries. We need to have we need to prioritize our own survival. That's really it.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Affects African Americans in a very interesting way, which is actually both the universities and the corporate employers are literally, this is true, they're literally,
You know what? Let me slow this down. This is too important. Once again, another amazing clip. This clip shared once again by Actify Press. It's an amazing clip. Everybody get ready. We want to take this in and truly listen and analyze what's being said here. It's very important, folks. This is what I've been talking about. This is it. Maybe what it takes is somebody else saying it besides me. Because when I say it, for some reason, there are people that say, oh, he just hate us. He's xenophobic. He anti-African. He anti... People should be able to be supportive of their own people who are sitting at the bottom without having to clarify with you. Here goes the clip.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
affects African Americans in a very interesting way, which is actually both the universities and the corporate employers are literally, this is true, they literally import Africans so that they don't have to hire African Americans because they still count as black. There was a great story. The thing that woke me up to this, there was a story in the New York Times 20 years ago about Harvard. This is Harvard admits, black students, but which ones? Back when the New York Times could talk about these things honestly. And it quoted actually Henry Louis Gates and Lonnie Guinier at the time at Harvard Law School, basically observing that African Americans were not benefiting from affirmative action because Harvard had figured out that they could import Nigerians. Right, and again, it's just like, great, the Nigerians are great, they're very smart, they're very productive, it's fantastic. All other things being equal, you'd like to have as many of them.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Yeah, little loophole there. Since they look black and they check the box black, they just imported their own blacks. Yeah. Is this sinking in about this immigration thing? Do you understand what I'm saying? So back when affirmative action was legal, institutions like Harvard, and I don't think it was just Harvard, because anything that one does, if it works for them, others will incorporate it. Like a good video technique, a defense in basketball, football, a cuisine, a way of preparing a food. Once one restaurant gets notoriety from doing it that way, everybody else starts doing it. So I believe that once Harvard said, hey, these Nigerians who went to school in Nigeria, who come from money, who look like black Americans, they will check black when they get here, and that will be our affirmative action. They don't feel any kinship to black Americans, so there ain't gonna be no problem. They ain't gonna fight for black people. They ain't gonna stand up for black people. In fact, they're gonna work against those black people and see those black people as competition to them. Get what I'm saying? It's not just... See, people misunderstand. When I'm talking about immigration, you think I'm just talking about Latin Americans. There are all types of immigrants. Anybody we got to compete with who gets a boost from the government, where there's an incentive to hire them, they will be put above black people. That's what racism is. Anybody deny that there's racism in America? Is anybody deny we are the primary beneficiary of that racism? Then any group of people that comes to America, any group that you have an incentive of hiring, if they're not black people, you're going to hire them over black people because racism. So that's why I've been saying, and I don't care what my former friends, former associates, they weren't friends. If you were my friend before, you be my friend now. How could you stop being my friend because I'm fighting for black people? That should make you more my friend. The fact that we are less friends shows we were never friends. You expose yourself. Stay on over there. Go ahead. I see you now. I may have missed you before, but I see you now, baby. It's okay. What this man said here is true. Any group that comes here where it's an incentive to bring them over will be amplified or promoted over Black Americans due to racism. And then when you have a people that will come here and feel a competitive advantage that Black people have. Because you only get in the program because you're Black. You only get in the boost because you're Black looking. But you're not Black American. So they see you as competition, right? The roles, all those roles they're playing that are Black American roles, those roles exist because they're made in the likeness of Black American. But who better to get than a Black person that looks Black, but not Black American, who won't have any of the baggage? Like, hey, I'm not going to say that. Hey, I'm not going to do that. That makes my people look bad. Who better than people that are competing against Black people, but look like Black people? It's the best Jedi mind trick in the business. That's amazing. I said it. Look, you cannot say you support Black America and not have a critical analysis of the immigration policies of the United States. It's impossible. The fact that you do not have a critical analysis of immigration means you are not fully supporting Black America. I don't care if your name is Mark Lamar Hill, anybody else, anybody else, or Dr. Umar. Tell why you say Dr. Umar. It's just popularity. It's just popularity. Same thing with Mark Lamar Hill. It's popularity. Whether it's Judge Joe Brown, don't matter who it is. Throw a rock, hit a Black person that say they advocate for Black Americans. Check their timeline. Do they have any criticism? Do they have any analysis, critical analysis of our immigration program? And if they do, it'll be, we need to let more people in because they're just trying to live the American dream. Yeah, I know. That's what we're trying to do, dummy. That's what we're trying to do. Sell out. We help build the American dream. It's been built off of us. It's free labor. And you mean to tell me your advocacy is to help other people get the dream before we do? That's what we're doing. And if I am fighting for us, I'm wrong.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
I hope that's not too loud, man. Is that too loud? All right, guys, you got to let me know in the comment section what y'all think, fam. Because I think it's too simple. Once again, one of the ways in which we lose our minds, and that's what I'm trying to help you, one of the ways that we lose our minds is when we think people don't understand where we're coming from, and we feel a need to re-explain and continue explaining what doesn't need to be explained. They get it. Angela Rye knows what I'm talking about. Tiffany Cross gets it. Mark Lamont, they understand. Rowling gets it. Jasmine Crockett knows. She's almost 45 years old and a lawyer. She understands. They get it. That ain't where the money at. Donna Brazile gets it. She gets it. Just ain't no money in this, Tim. Ain't no money in fighting for Black people. Not for real. It's money in pretending to fight, though. Doing this shit. There's money in this shit. That fake fight shit. There's money in that. Ain't no money in this, though. Ain't no money in that. All right? So don't lose your mind trying to talk to people, trying to convince them. Don't do what I do, which is say the same thing 4 times. Is that people don't get it? They got it. They got it. They know I'm right. That's why they hate it. Instead of cheering for it, you would think if a brother is fighting for Black Americans, trying to get our shit right, trying to help us. And look, white Americans that are not anti-Black, they support what I do. They may not always agree because they don't always understand. Propaganda's heavy, right? But everyone is not tricked. Some people see through it. All right, guys. I support the boycott as long as, look, I support the boycott with no conditions. I support the boycott. Why would I support, what reason would I not support the boycott against braiding or going to a African braiding shop or restaurant or whatever? Why would I not support that? What is different? I don't feel any connection to those people other than the way we look. Just don't. And that's not enough. I need Africans to stand up boldly in America and chill their people out. Talk to your people boldly. I need the African Barack Obama to start chastising Africans about the way they be acting online towards Black Americans. Yeah, you know, like how our sellouts be coming out. Oh, come on, y'all. Vote for Kamala. You must not love Black women. You are a bunch of shiftless, dumb ninjas who don't support Kamala. Remember D.L. Hughley? I can't see why. No separatists. And how you cannot. She had a Black boyfriend named Willie. That ain't Black enough. She went to HBCU. Ain't Black enough. See, we need the equivalent of Africans to do that. Come out and start saying, hey, it is not right. You must support the Black American. Stop being a dumbass. We need that. We need you to come out and hammer your people. Chastise them in America for their treatment of Black Americans. It's been look, ain't no free passes over here. Okay? No free passes. When we come to your restaurants, do we get hookups for free? See, I know the Egyptians, they hook each other up. In D.C., there's a lot of Egyptians that have parking lots for some reason. And I've been with some of them when I was doing IT work back in the 2000s. We had to go to a site. When he see his fellow Somalian or Egyptian, whatever, Ethiopian, not Egyptian, Ethiopians. One of my good friends, Saeed, good dude, man. Saeed was driving. They just hitting at each other, don't pay shit. You think he would have hit out at me if it was me coming in that parking garage? No. Why not? But see, y'all try to do this Jedi mind trick on Black Americans. It's just to separate us from our money. See, Black Americans, we're going to go extend it. Let's extend this. See, Black Americans, we have an issue, man. We have an inferiority complex. Everything I'm saying here is true tonight. We got two things. We got an inferiority complex, and we have people that have an entitlement and are so used to treating us badly, like property. it's extended beyond. It's almost a pubescent, childlike treatment to us, where we don't have our own station. Like we don't have our own ability to control our own thoughts and desires, and can't move on our own, make decisions on our own. It's an infant treatment. It's a word for it. Almost like peonage. You know what I'm saying? So on the inferiority complex side, we feel like we gotta belong with people. We gotta grab these people. We gotta link up with somebody. We need help. We gotta grab somebody, anybody, except each other. And then those groups feel like we supposed to cater to them because we black and we on the bottom. But see, self-awareness, understanding is where we can rise above it. See, I don't care if it's the rice and peas or the peas and corn pie. What's the name of it? These young brothers, man, they mean well, but they also want the bag, and they want to do what's acceptable. A lot of the dialogue and conversations I hear people talking about this type of issue, they don't say it truly. They won't say it bluntly. We don't need to link up with anybody. First, we got to link up with ourselves and link up with our understanding of what's going on here. We're being used and abused and served like hell. We are allowing this. It's not being forced upon us. We're allowing this based on our inferiority complex and based on their feeling that they're entitled. And we're going with it, and we got to stop. And it's not enough Black American men and women to stand up to it and shut it down, Johnson. Because there's incentives. It's incentives in being Issa Rae's friend. If Amanda Seals wasn't such a flighty, loose cannon, you know, I would have supported her. But she's so flighty, loose cannon. Once she saw that there was no opportunity, and she didn't want to call it what it was, when she was calling out Issa Rae, they had a falling out, she didn't want to say what it was. So she could never really get the support because she never really wanted to take it there. See, Amanda, if you would have said what it was about Issa Rae and told the truth, Black working class Black Americans would have been behind you. But see, you try to do it halfway. You got to go all the way or don't go at all. You older now. Go all the way or don't go at all. You went halfway. Then you gave us bogus reasons. Say the truth. She don't care about Black people. She's just using Blackness to get her money. And she's willing to do and say and other things. She revealed who she was. And you saw it. And you feel a certain kind of way about her being chosen to represent us above you, who actually say you will represent us. Now, I know you got family from Grenada or something, so I don't know how that works out. Maybe it's more nuanced than I expected. You're not fully African American, Black American. You're not really Black American. You're like African American or Grenada. Scratch everything I said. Scratch it. But you get my point. If Amanda Seals was Vicky Dillard, if Amanda Seals, was a Black woman from America with her parents from America, generations in America, this is her country. They were all born here. Maybe it'd be different. You know what I'm saying? Let me put a stamp on this. Look, guys, there's nothing wrong with Black Americans trying to help Black Americans get off the bottom in America. That's what we should be doing. Irish Americans, Italian Americans, all Americans try to do it. Anybody against that is anti-Black, because all other groups already did it. And you weren't going, why are the Irish trying to get off the bottom? Why are they working together? They must hate us. They're racist. No one said that to them. No one said it to them. See, your idea that it's only time to kumbaya when it's Black people trying to come together to get off the bottom. You don't say it's time to kumbaya when other groups try to get off the bottom. No. You know what I'm saying? You get it. So the inferiority complex that we have is something for us to overcome. We got a lot of young podcasters who mean well, but they also mean well to do well. You can't want to, you got to want better for your people. You got to want more for your people than you want for yourself. Okay? Because this game will put them shiny objects in front of your face and make you make a choice. And too many times, you know what you chose. We got to get past the inferiority complex and recognize there's nothing wrong with supporting black people first. White people do it all the time. All groups do it. There are jobs you could go to right now that there are a group of Latinos working in the kitchen, and if they see your black butt come in there, they sabotage you. Hey, Jose, did you already put salt in this? No, my friend. Who put all this salt in this? Jose said, you ain't put salt in it yet. Hey, I don't know. He must be smoking. Marijuana. Ooh, marijuana. He drinking, smoking. I scared of him. He violent. I'm telling you what really happens, fam. I'm telling you the truth. We got some well-meaning white people that think they don't understand nothing. Don't get it. Oh, come on, guys. I need you guys to work together. I want to help all of you. Just don't date my sister. They don't know what's going on in the back, in the back. So it's important for us to get it cleared up, to understand what's happening, to recognize the scenarios, how they're playing out. There is nothing wrong. If you need to hear me, brothers and sisters, hear me, man. Ain't nothing wrong with black people trying to, only a fool would not try to get off the bottom of the pile. Only a fool would not try to get themselves off the bottom of the pile. You do not have to apologize. You don't have to feel sorry. You don't have to make videos kissing Hulk Hogan's ass. Because some black people didn't like what he said about black people. There are white people that are dancing on Hulk Hogan's grave, all because he went to a Trump rally. He ain't say nothing about them as a people. And they're wishing him in hell, be in hell right now. But you are such a kisser of ass that he could say these N-words, around these N-words, and admit he's racist, and you'll be like, well, he didn't do anything to us. I want to put his picture on my wall. I'm not saying you gotta hate the guy. I'm not saying, you know what it would mean. What is that? He don't know you. He didn't know you. So what would hating him mean? What was that do? Nothing. He would like at least one. You know what? Nothing. A person who's, I'm pretty sure he would like to live longer and care less what you think about him. He would trade that all in to live longer. All right. Next story, John. So let's go. Let's keep it moving. Sometimes I wonder, man, what are we on? Are we thinking properly? Why are we tripping? Man, I just look at it and say, man, you know what it is? And I believe what it is that we have so many people who are just trying to fit into the club. They're trying to fit in the club. That's all it is. I'm just trying to make sure. We okay with volume here? That's a mic setup, damn it.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
How
Look,
loud is that setting, Johnson? I hope it's not too loud. Okay, guys. In the comment section, fam, I like to go in the comment section, see if my community, what they have to say, fam. Harry C says, I'm a real American, fight for what's right. Volume's good. Thank you, Black Rose. Yes, Rev, it'll be like that sometime, don't it, man? No doubt, no doubt. Oh, okay. Reverend Green. I don't know what that means, but okay. The same way they did with Queen Elizabeth. Jorge Pinel says, I didn't know he was still relevant. Yeah, man, he was at the RNC convention, man, for Trump. Yeah, he was at the RNC convention. He was still getting money at 70. But yeah, all right, guys, let's keep it moving. I got a couple more stories to get to. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. And wow. Sometimes we get on one, man.
Remember when John Fetterman tricked people into thinking he was a factory worker or something by wearing a Carhartt sweater? They dressed this dude up like some kind of blue-collar guy when his first job was in the corporate insurance industry. He was a risk management underwriter, one of the people who decides who gets coverage and who doesn't. But he's wearing a Carhartt, man. He's just like me. Yeah, he's just like you, if you got $300,000 from Israel. He's just a humble working class guy whose father owned an insurance company and funded his political career into his 40s. Every working class person in Pennsylvania gets into Harvard. It's not because of his dad's money and connections. It's so ridiculous that so many people fell for this blue-collar marketing. I made a video a few years ago about John Fetterman not being working class, and I was, like, viciously attacked. Verbally attacked. Attacked in my own comment section. People were like, how could you? Haven't you seen his Carhartt sweater? One guy literally said, Eddie, John Fetterman is my neighbor, so you should stop attacking him. Bro, I don't care. Your neighbor's a cuck to Israel. This guy sucks, and you all fell for the Democratic Party's marketing. Marxist-Leninists forever being vindicated.
Next on
Yeah, I mean, till he got me at the end with the Marxist-Leninists. But I will say this. Excellent work. Excellent work. Yeah, a lot of people out here promoting themselves a certain way, and that's not exactly how they grew up. It's not exactly their background. And forget how they grew up. You don't control how you grew up, but it's all fabrication. They're all put together by a media team. I mean, I would say the same thing about Jasmine Crockett. She got city girl slang, but went to all private schools. It costs more than your car each year. Each year. You know, paying $30,000 to go to school in the early 2000s? A year. That's what her family was doing. And now how's she talking? See, I have a problem with that. That's cosplay. I don't like cosplay, fam. So yeah, John Fetterman, garbage. But he's being probably more true than what he, you know what? Forget true. He's what he is. He's a shapeshifter politician, you know? I don't know what's the real John or what's the fake John or the real John. I don't know who he is, what he believes in. He reminds me of Kamala Harris that way. Him, Kamala, Hillary Clinton. You never really knew where they stood on anything. It was whatever was most convenient. when it was convenient to mimic Bernie Sanders, that's what John Fetterman did. And once it stopped being convenient, he started mimicking Trump. Or anybody, you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. There was a lot of money put behind candidates. They structure these candidates, dress them up, and put them out in a role. And they're playing a role. I see the same thing on Westmore. I mean, I'm seeing all these people say, Westmore is great. Westmore, he's the next. He's going to be the next Obama. Just that alone should make your spidey senses tingle. You have to see it coming, don't you? How can we be fooled again on the same exact move? Like, if you just see this move played on you with the smooth black guy, at least you could do is get fooled by another move. Let a different move come out. You gonna fall for the same move, Johnson? At some point, you gotta blame yourself, because that's you making a decision to be fooled. Yeah, John Fetterman, yeah. What's hilarious is I was supposed to interview John Fetterman. And I guess this is when he was running for, was he running for governor? Maybe he's running for governor at the time. Yeah. And he backed out at the last minute. So did Tulsi Gabbard. She backed out too. Those are two interviews that I got backed out on. Tulsi Gabbard and John Fetterman. I know why Tulsi Gabbard backed out. The way she did it was totally disrespectful. I mean, we were sitting on Zoom about to go live, and then she was like, someone passed her a note or something. She was like, I can't hear you. I was like, I was just hearing you fine, Tulsi. We good? No, I can't hear you. Tim, I can't hear you. Oh, I guess we're going to have to reschedule this. Yeah. That happened, Johnson. These Democrats and Republicans and Democrats, politicians are very slippery. You don't know what they really stand for, and it's hard to tell if any of them stand for anything. It doesn't matter what they stand for. It's what you make them do. I don't even look at them as people anymore. These are just, they're tools. Yeah, you gotta, anybody out there listening to this segment, you gotta understand. I have learned over 14 years, if I've learned anything about politicians, I learned this. If you're looking at them as your friend, if you're looking at them as a confidant, a hero, a supporter, any of that, you're a moron. You are. They are playing the game. It ain't your fault if you get caught up in it. I'm sorry. It's not their fault if you buy into that bullshit. They are a tool, like a screwdriver or a hammer or a saw. You get them to do a thing that you need them to do. If you had a screwdriver and it wouldn't turn the screw, what would you do? You get another screwdriver. You don't talk to the screwdriver. Hey, screwdriver, what's wrong, screwdriver? Screwdriver, why aren't you doing what I want you to do? What, you having a bad day? Did they threaten to beat you up? What's going on, screwdriver? No. If you try to put a nail in the wall and you pick up your hammer, says call this one Kamala, and that hammer won't bang the nail in the wall, give it a hammer. Don't support the hammer. Yeah, we got some people, man, that haven't learned this lesson. I learned it the hard way. I've learned this the hard way, fam. And so I'm trying to give you the benefit of my painful experiences. They're a means to an end. That's all. That's all you are. Look, that is all you are. You as a voter, you as a content creator, you as a platform, you are a means to an end. It is business. All right? Look, even if they come on your platform, if you don't have no followers, they ain't coming on. If they think you're going to ask tough questions, they may hurt them, they ain't coming on. Unless you pressure them. And pressure them won't just be you. It'll be other people. You need more people to pressure them. It takes people. Last thing on John Fetterman. I'm not saying John Fetterman is a bad guy. I don't know him. But if John Fetterman doesn't get done what you need him to get done, work your ass off to get rid of him. That's the only choice you have. All right, next.
Deck with Tim Black.
Kansas City was the first major city in the U.S. to implement a policy like this, and now that experiment is coming to an end almost 5 years later. In April, Kansas City's City Council decided that they're going to return to paid fares once again, and that will happen this October. And that's because of one unavoidable reason: money. The program originally cost $9 million to launch, but as ridership grew, so did the bill.
The challenge is financial. Ideally, when you're looking at the total cost that we potentially could lose in a year, we've calculated it costs us upwards of $18 million a year. We are not bringing in.
Meanwhile, New York City is considering a much bigger move. City Council member Zohran Mamdani wanted to eliminate bus fares citywide, something no other city has done at this scale. Last year, he piloted the idea on 5 MTA bus routes, and when he did that, ridership jumped. It increased 30% on weekdays and 38% on weekends, according to the MTA.
The result of that pilot was that ridership was up, and conflicts and assaults with bus operators are down. So that's a big achievement.
But the price tag is staggering. The New York City Independent Budget Office estimates going fare-free would cost $650 million a year in a system that's already under financial strain.
Next on Deck with Tim Black.
Yeah, so some of the ideas that Zohan had, for instance, they sound like good ideas. Like I said, why would I not support a free city bus? Oh, money. Oh, yeah, I forgot things cost things. So here's the deal. And it's not just Zohan. We all live somewhere, and we live in a town or a city. Maybe you would like to have free buses there. The question is, what are you willing to give up in order to have the free buses? Unless you got a surplus that can absorb the cost. In New York, they say it's $650,000. And that was only with 5 buses. Well, my city is not as big as New York City. I'm just saying, but still it would be a cost to it associated with it. And in order to spend that money, you got to take that money from somewhere else. And some other program takes a hit. So that's something to consider. You know what I'm saying? And when you got a homeless population like New York City, you can only imagine there are going to be people that use it just to get on the bus, to be out of the elements. And that's a good thing, right? Unless you just want to go home from work. You want to be in somebody's living room or bathroom while you do it. Your bathroom with wheels. Get what I'm saying? And if you make it free buses, you're going to have added people, you're going to need added security. So it's I think a lot of costs that go into it. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm saying it's something to consider. And a lot of people that jump out the building and clapping for stuff like this, I don't know if they're looking at the other side of it. And I just thought this is a good little wake-up call. Yeah. Next.
This is where authorities say 6 children, the youngest only 3 years old, were victimized repeatedly over more than a year. It's an underground storm shelter near the home of William Chase McElroy.
Okay, guys, this story right here is going to be, let me stop. This story right here is going to be disgusting, okay? This story right here is disgusting, and it's not for everybody. I'm going to go through it for like 10 minutes just to get through it. I'm not going to, hopefully this is news. It's aired on news show. Okay, so I'm not playing anything that hasn't already been aired on TV, but I'm just saying it's still of graphic content of what they're going to describe for you. I will do my best to not say things that make you too uncomfortable, but this really happened. This is breaking news. And since everybody's talking about Epstein, they should care about this, right? Because this is child abduction. Oh, they don't really care because this isn't everywhere, is it? Oh, interesting. So let's go. This happened in Alabama. Details coming.
6 children, the youngest only 3 years old, were victimized repeatedly over more than a year. It's an underground storm shelter near the home of William Chase McElroy, one of the men charged with raping and sodomizing the children, as well as kidnapping and human trafficking.
Inside the storm shelter, there were chairs and beds and things of that nature, and the children were drugged by Mr. Trejos and tied to the bed and to the chair and to a pole. And then people would come and pay money to have sex with these children.
Assistant District Attorney Brian Jones says there could be more victims and more alleged perpetrators. He says the grand jury has indicted a 4th person, but he can't release that name because that person hasn't been arrested yet. But he says we may never know the full extent of the horrors that happened here.
There are some allegations with individuals that we will have a hard time identifying just because we don't know their names. And the children were drugged, according to one of the co-defendants, and so they may not be able to recognize or be able to identify anyone.
Jones says many of these details came from some of the defendants themselves. This has been a tough case for investigators and prosecutors, one they've been looking into since the first of the year.
It absolutely infuriates me, but we have to kind of put that aside and just do the job. That's all we can do.
It could be some comfort to investigators and authorities to know that the crimes these defendants are charged with come with a minimum mandatory sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole.
It's a case investigators say they'll never forget. Children drugged and tied up, taken underground into a bunker where strangers paid to abuse them.
Sometimes there would be multiple people that would come by and victimize these children on a nightly basis.
10 children so far have been identified, the youngest just 3 years old, the oldest 15. Most of them are under the age of 10, and investigators fear there are more victims and suspects still unaccounted for.
Some of them come in as they got old enough to be desirable to a pedophile, I guess, and then some of them, their victimization started out when they were younger and then they reached the age of 10.
Investigators say the children were sexually abused in what was described as appointments paid for by offenders.
Sometimes they could make up to $1,000 a night.
And some of the people who were supposed to protect them were the ones handing them over.
Some of these people are acquaintances, some of them are family, and some of them are just people that they were able to schedule to come to the storm shelter.
Law enforcement believe this wasn't just a local crime. It was part of an organized human trafficking network, possibly linked to a violent gang. One suspect, Andres Trejo Valquez, is believed to have connections to a gang called Serenos, a group the sheriff says profits off child exploitation. His legal status in the U.S. is now under investigation.
Wherever this guy come from, we don't know what he left in his trail.
Seven individuals have been arrested so far, with more expected. The suspects I'm not going to read all of this. 21 to 44. That's the ages of the suspects that are pictured there. Those are all suspects. Some suspects are related, and one may have ties to a Mexican gang, the Serenos, known for trafficking, with Homeland Security now involved. The victims, at least 10 children, some as young as 3. Some were the children of the suspects. Some were the children of the suspects. Drug, tied, we heard it. Sheriff Jody Wade called it the most horrible thing he's seen in 33 years in law enforcement. The case is still unfolding. If you have any information, dial 1-800-656-4673. That's the Bibbs County Sheriff's Office at 205-926-4683, or the abuse hotline, once again at 1-800-656-4673. I don't know if any commentary is actually needed for this, other than to say, this should be everywhere. Everyone should be talking about it. This should be everywhere. And years ago, when I first became aware of just how rampant human trafficking was in the United States, I was blown away, fam. I was blown away to find out how little money is spent. How little money is spent on the actual, to fight trafficking. It's like they could easily spend 10 times more and we wouldn't even see the difference. I mean, I'm just saying, like the money, they could spend 50 times more. It's what I'm trying to tell you. I forget the exact number of how much money, but it's not a lot, fam. It's nowhere near as much money as you would think. A country with the GDP, with the money that we have in America, you can't believe how little bit of money that we're spending to fight this. And that leads me to believe there's a reason why we're not spending that much money on it. You understand what I'm saying? That makes sense. Because we print our own money. There is nothing in America that we can't buy because we print our own money. I don't think that sinks in for people. Anything in America that you do not like, anything in America that you do not like, we want it that way. It's a policy decision. I don't care what it is, fam. Anything in America you do not like. If you don't like homelessness, we only have it because we want it. Just take a while. See, this is how far gone I am. You got to understand. So when people say, Tim, you like Republicans, those people don't understand how far gone I am. Folks, listen to me. Anything in America that you dislike that's going on, it is a policy decision, and it has been decided at levels above us that it will continue, or we pay to get rid of it. We got that much money. We print our own money. We print other people's money. We have a currency. It's called the dollar. You may have heard of it. We killed Gaddafi because he was impugning on he was going to start his own currency and not use our currency. He was going to get off the dollar. He was going to get off the dollar. Okay? Okay? So whether it's homelessness, poverty, or trafficking, whatever it is, it's allowed to continue because we have the money to spend to fund eradicating it. Let the border be an example. Before Trump, let's say whatever the number of migrants coming across the border, it's caught at 100%. Trump comes in, he makes some changes with a pen. He made changes with a pen. 95% of the border crossings stopped. Not because he went through Congress. Only a bill. No one had to sing the Only the Bill song. Sitting on Capitol Hill. He changed it with a pen. 95% of the traffic on the border ceased. Okay? That's because that was his priority. He put money and allocated it towards this initiative. He put his focus, he changed the laws with the executive order. He changed the initiative, not the laws. He changed the initiative and the priorities of the federal government surrounding border enforcement. We'll talk more about it later. Let me know in the comment section if you get it, if this makes sense. Once you accept this, There is no way you can cape for either party once you accept this. Once you truly accept it in your heart, in your mind, once it is a part of you, once you understand what I'm saying, how could you ever cape for a politician or a party once you know anything in this country that you don't have, that is not functioning the way you want? It is a policy decision. Sometimes that's because somebody else benefits from it and they're making money off of that benefit. And doing the thing that you would want would lower their profits. All right. Hope that makes sense to you. Once you know these things. So when people say, Tim Black, why are you a Democratic Party hater? It sounds like the Charlie Brown adults on Charlie Brown. You know how they talk? Wrong, 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 wrong. It's like I'm hearing gibberish. You know, because the question should be, what took you so long? What took you so long? What took you so long? All right, let's keep going, Josh. Let's go something else. New story we can't say here.
Right now.
Come on, man. Get these people off my screen.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Thank you.
And before we go on hiatus, we only have one more show after this. I'm allowed to say that, right? Too late now.
So it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Before we go, I wanted to tell people that the tide is turning. The tide is turning, and things are changing. I mean, the ultimate irony would be that Rupert Murdoch will take him down.
Yeah.
Fox News, who created the monster, will take him down.
Yeah. Folks, the fact that they're going on a hiatus, the fact that The View is going to be on hiatus, I don't know how long it's going to be, but it won't be long enough. But I say any day without The View being on is a bonus. Give it up for that, fam.
Simply amazing.
Now, that's what I'm talking about, eh? I can rock with that.
That's a beautiful thing to get rid of. That is a beautiful thing to get rid of The View, fam. Yay. Look, can we make it permanent? How about a permanent going out of business sale for The View? Oh, come on, man. No one's going to miss it. Man, I don't know. What they taking a summer break? What's up? Tell me it's going to be at least a couple months. Please. All right.
It could be financial, and I don't know that it's purely political. It could be, but my concern is if it is political, then everyone should be concerned. People on the right should be concerned. People on the left should be concerned because it's very clear.
She's talking about Stephen Colbert, not about shit we really should care about. She's talking about a show of a multi-millionaire show that was losing $40 million that no one watched. There are YouTubers who got the number Stephen Colbert got with no staff. Am I clear, guys? There are YouTubers who are getting an audience comparable. Joe Rogan has more views, gets higher viewership than Stephen Colbert. And he's on the internet. You think Joe Rogan's losing $40 million a year? I don't think so. You understand what I'm saying? And for that, guess what we get? We get liberals like Sonny talking about constitutional rights. As if this privileged ass white guy has to have a show or the world is over. Oh no, Stephen Colbert can't be on CBS. Not that Stephen Colbert can't do his own show. Not that. Not that Stephen Colbert has been jailed for telling jokes about Trump. No, that he just can't do it on CBS. You understand what I'm saying? He does it on CBS.
That if it is political, this is the dismantling of our democracy. This is the dismantling of our Constitution, right? And so the First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason, and that is freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom to speak truth to power.
Mother, you ditzy goofball. You dumb apple. Why? How is it freedom? How is it denial of his speech not to be on the show? How is that? Man, there's some dumb shit. We got some dummies. Everybody in that audience clapping to that clap person sign, and of course Sonny Hustle. This is crazy. It's bananas.
Power. If that is taken away, if the comedians are being attacked, then that means our Constitution is being dismantled.
That's right.
That means the very rubric of our democracy is being dismantled. And I think every single person should be really, really concerned about it. I'm thrilled that Senator Warren, Elizabeth Warren, Senator Bernie Sanders is asking Skydance, is asking for answers, whether or not this was political. The Writers Guild is actually asking the Attorney General to look into this situation to find out if it was political. And if we find out it is political, what are we going to do as a country? We must protect our Constitution and we must protect our democracy. I think this is bigger than just the cancellation of a television
I think it's
show.
great.
Hey guys, you know what happened today? There are people that had jobs, working class people having jobs all over this country. Yeah, it's a lot of people have jobs. They went to work. And some of those people that went to work today, I'm not sure the exact number, but some of those people that went to work today were fired. Yeah, they were fired for a number of reasons. Sometimes it's because they didn't, keep time correctly. They came in at the wrong time or late. Some of them because they just didn't understand the job well enough. Some things, sometimes people lose their job for problems on a, you broke something, you stole something, or you didn't steal something, or you didn't count your drawer up, or you didn't take direction, or you were, or whatever. Budget cuts, money got tight. But, even some people lose their jobs because of things they do at work that violate policies. They said something, they got into an argument. Who knows? Like for instance, if you worked on the Tyler Perry show for his studios, you might lose your job because you didn't want to sleep with him. It's different. That's the reasons why people lose their jobs in America. Some people lose their jobs because they have a certain political bent and they be talking about politics at work and they got into an argument and they just will not leave politics out of their jobs. It's all types of reasons. But you know what? Of all those people, for all the reasons they may have been terminated today, the only one The View wants to talk about is the rich guy who's making millions of dollars whose show was not financially successful. As if that guy is more important than all the people who lost their jobs. Think about that. And when you see a politician going to bat for it, it tells you that that person's a sellout. Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, both sellouts, because they're only doing it to appease Democrats. First of all, they both probably been on the Stephen Colbert show, so they're probably personal friends of his. And they see a political win in it for themselves, so that people can mention them. They're part of the resistance. Here we advocate for working class people. Say what you want, disagree with me if you want to. I'm not fighting for elite blacks who have great jobs working for CNN or who work in the government or in any administration, who are friends with Obama or Trump, right? I'm fighting for working class black people. And I'm fighting for working class people in general. Because there are working class people losing their jobs every day that The View couldn't give a damn about. You think The View will be talking about your civil rights? Only if you're an immigrant who's here illegally or undocumented, then maybe they care. Just because it's the right time under the current administration to care. Because when that happened under Obama, there were no View episodes. There were no dialogues, monologues, or rants from The View ladies. Because it was under Biden or under Obama. Only under Trump is it time to talk about it. So yeah, man, this Stephen Colbert thing is just great because it fully explains and shows you in HD, baby, in 4K, forget that, in 8K, what people really on. The elites are going to elite and then act like the sky's falling. Next.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Just own up to it. Why doesn't he just do that?
Own up to what? What the Wall Street Journal calls unverified hearsay? Why should he go out there and have to own up to anything? He's not ever been credibly accused. The Washington Post ran a fact check on this the other day and said, we're confident there's nothing about the president. If there were, we would know about it. Unverified hearsay is what he's dealing with, and you want him to go out and fight this ghost? It's ridiculous. Democrats are alleging that he is somehow part of Epstein's wrongdoing. It's been happening all day long. This is the whole point of this fiasco, is to try to create a narrative and what he calls correctly a hoax, that he is somehow part of this. It's exactly what they did about Russia, and they're doing it on Epstein.
If he the younger side, girls on the younger
side. And that comment and what you just said are two different things. So
okay,
if you're alleging criminality, go ahead. Say it directly. Say it so we can all hear it.
I am asking you a question that you are pivoting on. The question I am asking you is, if Donald Trump knew that Epstein was having sex and preying on underage girls, is that wrongdoing?
Well, I think if anyone would have known that, but I don't know that he knew that because
I don't know that either.
He disowned it. But you're raising it. If I knew that you ran over someone out on the street, would that be criminal wrongdoing? You're raising it because you don't know if it's true, but you're saying it out loud because you're trying to create. You're
I'm saying it out loud because I think that's what a lot of people are wondering, because he does. The man does protest.
This is what we say when Anna's wondering.
All right, let me. Democrats have been trying to take down Trump with documents that they never used to take down Trump.
I'm sorry, they crippled almost his entire first term by convincing one half of the country that Russia stole the 2016 election. And Democrats still have it on. Tonight, Fox News did a poll.
Speaking of accurate sources.
Are you calling into question the Fox News polling? Because it's generally considered to be very good. So here's the deal. They have his job approval. He's a little underwater. Of all the people who said they approve or disapprove of Donald Trump, only 1% mentioned Epstein as the reason. And the whole 1% was either Democrats or independents. This fantasy that Republicans or MAGA, nobody in the Republican Party is worried about this, and most of America is not worried about it.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Breaking moments ago, new reporting from the Wall Street Journal sheds more light on that book Ghislaine Maxwell compiled for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday in 2003. The book that contained a letter bearing Trump's signature and had the outline of a naked woman. The Journal now has details of other letters in that book, including former President Bill Clinton, Wall Street billionaire Leon Black, fashion designer Vera Wang, and media owner Mort Zuckerman. That's according to documents reviewed by the Wall Street Journal. More from the Journal's reporting. The professionally bound birthday book had multiple volumes and included a table of contents that listed the contributions organized into groups. While many writers weren't famous, some categories had notable people. Clinton and Trump were listed under the Friends group, along with about 20 other associates, such as Black, Zuckerman, former Victoria's Secret leader Leslie Wexner, attorney Alan Dershowitz, and the late Jean-Luc Brunel, who ran a modeling agency. Now, we should note, NBC News has not seen or verified these materials. A spokesman for Clinton declined to comment on the birthday message, which was reviewed by the Journal. He referred the Journal to a previous statement that the former president had cut off ties more than a decade before Epstein was arrested in 2019, didn't know about Epstein's alleged crimes. Black, Zuckerman, and Wang all declined to comment to the Journal. Back with us, Christy Greenberg and Tim O'Brien.
As this was breaking, people that I know were in my text message inbox saying, well, are Democrats going to continue to be on this beat now since apparently Bill Clinton was in the files? And I think now is a good opportunity to play what Congressman Robert Garcia, who's the ranking member on the House Oversight Committee, had to say.
People have said, well, who's in the files? Who could be mentioned? We don't care. We don't care how powerful a person is, how much influence a person had, who they knew, if they were in politics, if they were in business. If you harmed and abused children, minors, young women, then you need to be held accountable for your crimes, and the Oversight Committee is ready to do just that.
That was earlier today, Tim, in Long Beach, well before this reporting came out. Your thoughts?
I think, I don't think the Democrats are interested in anyone else in this except for Donald Trump.
That's a mistake.
No, I think they're happy to say that we're comfortable talking about Bill Clinton being in these files because his name has been spread through all of this from the beginning. I don't think the goal of this on the Democratic side of the ledger is necessarily coming from a place to see justice. And I'm not saying that they're wrong for pursuing it that way. I think this is a highly politicized investigation, and they're looking for a political outcome first and foremost. I also hope further justice gets done if they uncover any more information about sexual predators, particularly sexual predators targeting young girls. I think this Wall Street Journal story doesn't do anything more than put extra and important detail on what we already know. That Jeffrey Epstein networked with a powerful group of people, mainly men, that it's possible that that group of men tried to engineer a cover-up to either protect Jeffrey Epstein or keep their own names out of the press. They ultimately failed to do that. I think the other thing this establishes, and it's important in this libel lawsuit that Trump has filed against the Journal, Trump has repeatedly said, I didn't write the letter. Well, the Wall Street Journal has never said he wrote the letter. They said that he contributed a letter to a book that bore his signature. And Donald Trump rarely writes any of his own things anyway. He doesn't write his own email. He doesn't write his own books. So this argument that they have libeled him because they knowingly published a letter that was a fabrication, which is the line Trump is going on, keeps getting undermined by the fact that he had his own emissaries delivering this letter to Ghislaine Maxwell, and that she was close to Epstein, and that it got published alongside all of these other people. Again, this still comports with what we already know, but it keeps this fire alive around the idea of a cover-up.
Anything legal in there? Anything that points?
You know what, guys? I got to say this, man, and what the hell? Yeah, it may be politically motivated. It's not even a may. Of course it's politically motivated. Everything is politically motivated, man. When we going to just admit that, first of all? There's nothing that the Democrats do that isn't politically motivated. Same thing with Republicans. They are politicians. Politicians are motivated by politics. Basketball players are motivated by basketball. What are we even talking about? But when it comes to something this disgusting, right? We got to just say, yeah, Trumpers won't accept reality. Trump was in Hollywood. Trump did things people in Hollywood do. He was around those types of people living that type of lifestyle. Hanging out with people. It is what it is. Unless you were there, you can't say definitively, but you got to say, it looks suspicious. It looks horrible. I think most people realize that. I think most of the Trumpers, they get it. Democrats don't give a shit about Bill Clinton. He's nobody. He's the one slip and fall away from him. We're all slip and fall away, but I mean, come on. Have you seen Bill Clinton lately? He's always been associated with Epstein, so there ain't nothing new about that. They're willing to sacrifice Clinton to get Trump. They'd sacrifice 10 Clintons to get Trump. He's the nucleus of the MAGA movement. It's won his primary 3 times in a row. As long as he walks the earth, they are Democrat down. So yeah, that's what it is. But I think it's shameful. I think it's pathetic for you guys not to tell the truth, man. To not accept reality, man. The fact that Trump and all the Republicans and everybody in conservative media was pointing towards Obama lately, that should have told you everything you wanted to say, everything you needed to know. It's got to be clear to you. There's something being hidden. Now, we don't know if it's Trump or if it's people that with power who have helped Trump, or if it's people with power who have something over Trump or whatever it is, but something's being hidden. And if something's being hidden, if something is being hid from the light of day, from the American people, and you have a president that's in power who was elected part to show you that, expose it, and instead of exposing it, it's trying to tell you nothing to see here, that tells you all you need to know. See, my job is not to make you become a Republican. My job is just to tell the truth. And all I'm saying is pretty clear, it's pretty obvious that something's being hidden here. And it doesn't benefit you. So if whatever's being hidden, for whatever reason it's being hid, whether it's because Trump's involved, or somebody that gave money to Trump, or somebody with money that Trump don't want to piss off, whatever it is, the decision is not to help us. And if the decision is not being made to help you, then what's that mean? What kind of person are you anyway? So you're going to be a kiss ass. I won't be a kiss ass for Trump. I'm not going to do it. Some of these other commentators, they can. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to kiss ass for Trump or the Democrats. Both parties are horrific. Both parties are toxic. Both parties suck. Both parties are in on a corrupt system that keeps us at the bottom. Anybody who can't say that, I don't care who they are. They talk a good game on X. They put out great content, but if they ain't saying this, if they can't say, hey, yeah, this Epstein stuff, because we all know if it was the Clintons, we all know if it was the Obamas, they'd be saying something. They're not saying something because they don't want to piss off the Trumpers. Well, you know what? Here's the beauty of the Tim Black Show. My show don't run on Trumpers, and my show don't run on Democrats. I'm not funded by either one of those. Hence my limited funding. But you know what we do have? We have a mission. We have a program. The program is the mission. And no man is bigger than a program. No woman, be it Kamala Harris, and no man, be it Donald Trump, is bigger than our program. Donald Trump is hiding something. Stevie Wonder can see that. You want to act like you don't know it? You want to act like you can't see it? Really? The look over there is a squirrel running. You gonna fall for that? Really? Like Obama. We already knew about the Russia shit was a hoax. Of course it's a distraction. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It's true. They did fabricate the Russia stuff, but they're only talking about it now to get heat off Trump's ass. I want heat on both Trump and Obama. But I'm not going to defend Trump. I'm not going to defend this. Last thing, and then we could call it a night. You know, it ain't much different than what Harvey Weinstein was in on. Looks like Puffy beat his case. Ain't that much different than the allegations against Puffy. At the end of the day, it's the culture, right? It's the culture of money and power. It corrupts the hell out of people, and that's what we're talking about. Just like the story I just covered in Alabama where there was a ring going on, ties right into the Epsteins. If you're going to be appalled by the Alabama ring where children were being trafficked, you should be appalled at this Epstein story. Yeah, should be appalled at that too. And if Trump won't expose it. So now we figured out, someone said it, I forget who said it. Now we know why Trump picked up Bonagino and Cash Patel. Because those were outspoken people against the Epstein thing. And who else to frame or set up with not exposing it, but people that were saying they were going to. Perfect, man. Perfect for Trump to get those guys in. Perfect timing. Perfect use, man. Very smart to get Patel and to get Bongino, people that you can control, to go in there and put to quash it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, here, we're not going to ride like that. We're not going to, hey, man, maybe we're not supposed to get to $500,000. Maybe we're not supposed to, if my viewership, or if I should say this, if your viewership or your support of this channel hinges on me carrying water for Donald Trump and to forget or overlook what's obvious, I can't do it, man. Like, I just won't do it. Happy birthday, Buck. I just can't do that. Yeah, I don't want to be Colbert and every night be hitting Trump for stupid shit. Because that's also corny and selling out and lame. I won't do that. And I am a Democratic Party hater. But there's other things I hate too. Yeah. Like carrying water for that. Yeah, I can't do that. I got kids, man. I got family, man. I have a 3-year-old, man. I can't. Anybody that would defend anybody that defends PDFs and denies us to know who the PDFs are and where to pick them up deserves all the smoke. Some of y'all need to check yourselves and check what you're about. It's cool to say, hey, the Democrats are horrible, and I say that every day. I don't know if anybody says it louder than me or more often than I do. But we don't just switch the subject and get off Trump's ass and go over here and act like there's nothing to see over there. Nothing worse than a person that sells out without even having to be given money. Yeah. Damn. That would be really stupid. I mean, there are people here that have horrible jobs. Some of you watching have jobs you're probably not that proud of in the grand scheme of things. Maybe you serve food that's not good for people, or maybe you're a repo guy, or I don't know. Maybe you deny insurance claims. I don't know what you do, and I'm not asking. But, at least you do it for a paycheck. Maybe you started doing the job before you knew the ramifications of the job. Who knows, right? You had an awakening. At some point, you realize, hey, I wish I did something else. You know. Now try being in a compromised position and doing it for free. Choosing that position just for popularity or doing it because you hope you'll make money. Woo! Jesus Christ, that stinks. Yeah. Both are bad. One is badder. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Shout out to the Tim Black Wolfpack. I got number love for you. Happy birthday, Buck Bewley. Thank you, Ebony, for moderating, as well as you, Black Mamba. Yeah, we got to stand on truth, man. It's obvious there's a cover-up. On this channel, we're going to be on the right side, and that's the side of the people. We ain't perfect, but we can always try to do our best. All right, let's go to comments, fam. I believe that. Tito says, it's going to stay hidden. Tito says, Tim, don't worry, it's going to stay hidden. I don't know why I can't show that comment. Someone said Buck went to sleep. Black Mama says Buck went to sleep. Yo. Look at this. They thought the kibosh would work, but half the Trump mag is turning against him on the Epstein fumble. And that's a beautiful thing. And see, look, this is what's amazing. And I'm so glad I read your comment. Who said that? David S. David S. David, you've been with us for a while, right? Here goes one of my things, man. This is something I realized, and it took me years to kind of figure it out and observe things. Half of the Republicans, well, half of MAGA, these are people that supported Donald Trump. Some of those are not even Republicans. They supported Donald Trump. And they feel betrayed by Trump, right? When the Democrats or when people that supported Obama found out about things with Obama, such as drinking the Flint water, pretending to drink Flint water when he knew it was poisoning kids. They didn't turn their back on him. We got people that voted for him who are complaining now about deportations when he was the deportation king. And they're still fighting and yelling, you know, to keep his legacy clean and shut up. And why are you attacking him? What I'm saying is we got people that talk all the time, like such as Abby Phillip and was it Joy Reid that was talking about the dead-eye zombie MAGA supporter who just follows Trump no matter what Trump does. Name a Democrat who lost Democrats by not fulfilling his promise. Him or her. Name a Democrat in recent history that you can recall losing support by not doing what they committed to doing. Name one. Can't name one. Is that because Joe Biden did all the things he said he was going to do? No. Is it because Obama lived up to all the shit he said he was going to do with the hope and the change? No. It's just because they're truly the cult. Yeah, they like saying that the MAGAs are a cult, but the cult, this is not cult-like activity. To be so upset with the so-called cult leader that you leave him because he lied or didn't live up to his part of the deal. Democrats haven't done that. See, this is what Joy Reid, who I've invited on this show, who won't show up, that she won't admit. Because no matter how articulate she is, no matter how many words she could string together that are $5 words when a $1 word would do, very plain spoken questions from a genuine place destroy her. Because I would just say, hey, Joy, when was the last time Democrats turned on a Democrat who did not live up to their own words. She would then start saying, but it's because of Republican. She'd start word salad because she wouldn't be able to answer the question. Because we know the answer to the question. They don't. And this is why I'm a Democratic Party hater. Because I'm not part of the cult. Because I ask simple questions like, hey, why haven't Black Americans started rising in the home ownership category after 70 years of voting for the Democrats? 90% of the time, why haven't our wealth grown? Why haven't these things? Why are we still 3 times more likely to be homeless? Like, what's going on with the Black community? Why are we still stuck on the bottom? See? All right, guys, look, thank y'all for coming here tonight. Well, you know, on your phone or your smartphones. Thanks for clicking on the icon and hollering at a brother, man. I appreciate y'all. I got nothing but love for you. We just had a conversation tonight. That's it, just conversations. But I hope you found it interesting. Go to jointimblack.com, become a member of the Tim Black Show. Replace some of the people that I'm going to lose for being honest. Join us on YouTube. Join us on Patreon. It's Tim's Take Live. Hey, man, we ain't got to be perfect, but we can always be real. I got nothing but love for you. Remember, don't let anybody take your cornbread, Johnson. That's your cornbread. You better keep your cornbread, or they will take it. Tether's got to go. Brandon Tatum sells out for free. No, but see, no. Yo, check it out. Trump may not be able to run again. That's very true. But his influence still has a lot of sway with Congress, right? With the Senate particularly. So it does matter. And the races in the midterms matter, right? Because a base that's demoralized won't come out and support other Republicans possibly. You understand what I'm saying? So it turns the Republican Party on its head if they can hurt Trump. You're right, Trump is in his last term, but it's still a win for the Democrats to hurt Trump because of those points. But know this, a lot of what Trump does with his pen, with executive orders, Biden had a pen. Biden had the same pen. It's not executive powers. Look, I wrote a book about this, right? It's called go to presidentialimpact.com. Presidentialimpact.com. Download my free book. It shows throughout history how presidents have made changes in government without Congress. Ways they got things done. Trump has been using those things. It's like he got my book, which I put out before he won re-election. Presidentialimpact.com. I wrote the book because I was so tired of Democrats saying, hey, Biden would do this, he would do that, but he can't because he don't have Congress. Congress has the purse strings. I kept hearing all this shit. Right? All these disclaimers about Biden, why Biden couldn't do things. So I put together a free book so that people could see, oh, this is how all these presidents, Obama, Eisenhower, Truman, Bush, both Bushes, Carter, how they got things done when they didn't have Congress. So anyway, I just want to point, that's it. Just wanted to share that. Go to presidentialimpact.com. Get my free book, folks. I'll see you on the next one. Till we talk again, hashtag Black Truth Challenge. Black Truth Challenge. Hit up that hashtag, fam. I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and as always, keep your cornbread in. As always, where are my ladies? Where are my ladies? Oh, there they go.